Zaxby's Coaches Show. Brought to you by Legacy Commercial and Residential Construction, Farm Bureau Insurance, and Zaxby's Friends, Family, Flavor. With your host, Chris Delambert. Only on the NFHS Network. Brought to you by New Image Media.
At the Shed Depot of North Carolina, we believe there's a better way to buy a shed. One where all the selection, all the quality, and all the service are in one place to make your buying experience easier. Visit our sales center located just off US Highway 1 in Sanford, or get started today at ShedDepotNC.com to view in-stock models or to design your perfect shed using our 3D design tool.
Welcome to the Zaxby's Coaches Show. We're running out of weeks, man. We got 2 weeks of regular season left. Hector from Zaxby's is with me. It was sent to me via message, special guest, Hector Perez. I was like, really, man? He's been a guest for the last 6 or 7 years. But today must be a special day, but you are the special guest.
I mean, it is. I mean, it's a good Tuesday. God, at the times going by like this, I completely forgot that the state fair was happening. And I was just like, oh, man, all right, well, I need to hit that up before it goes away.
So when you go to the fair, what are you there for? You there for the rides? You there for the food?
You know what? I haven't rode rides in forever because I usually go to like Carowinds or something. But the food always, there's this one stand inside. They do caramel apples or like just gourmet apples. Brother. Oh my God, dude, they're amazing.
They don't sponsor the show, so I'm not going to give them a plug. Okay. I'm going to have to go talk to them though. There is a spot in Sanford right now that does candy apples and caramel apples. I'm here to tell you, I had the best caramel apple of my life the other day. I've tried every type they got. They have a caramel pecan caramel apple that's covered in chocolate, and it is absolutely 100% fantastic. So I'm with you. I love a caramel apple. All right, but I don't like them getting them at the fair, man, because I don't like just eating them. I like to cut them up and cut them into wedges, make them look pretty, and do all that.
They do them like all gourmet with like all different kinds. So they put them in a package and everything, so you're ready to go.
Do they cut them for you too?
I haven't asked.
See, that's the trick, man. Is if they'll cut them and I can eat them as wedges, that's cool. Okay. So are you a traditional guy, or do you like all the gourmet, bougie stuff on there?
I do like the traditional, just caramel or with a little bit of chocolate drizzle, sea salt. But some of the gourmet ones are, God, they put like the turtle truffle things that they put on there, and there was some Heath. I've actually gotten really into toffee lately, so.
The Heath bar, I can't do a Heath-covered caramel apple. I'm for that. I don't know what the tie-in to chicken is. But I can't think of a better dessert if I'm going to go get finger platter. Give me a caramel apple out there.
That's the perfect mix.
Yeah, come on, man. It's fantastic.
Somewhere in Sanford, they have a place?
Oh, yeah, I'll hook you up, man.
Yeah, let me know, man, because I need to know.
Played night golf yesterday, right?
Yeah, it was a good sponsorship for Zaxby's. I mean, actually the golf course down here, it's
Pinehurst #1.
Yeah, it was really nice to be there. I mean, it was really just a good time. They knew who I was as soon as I got there.
Because you're the special guest.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, I mean, come on.
They know who I am.
So you guys, you sponsored, Zaxby was part of the night tournament over there at Pinehurst #1 the other day. And you assumed when you went out there were any spotlights. There were not, right?
No, but it was still a lot of fun. I mean, I was able to see enough, and it did the job. It was really fun. I had a good time. And if anything, it was just really good to be part of the community for once. Just be there for a lot of people, a lot of other sponsorships there. So good to get to know, good networking time.
Very cool. Very cool. Trunk or treat's coming up.
Yeah.
Harley Davidson in Fayetteville, right?
Yeah, that's the one that.
And that is on the Saturday before Halloween.
Yes. So that should be for 28th, October 28th.
October 28th. The Harley Davidson in Fayetteville. There'll be a trunk or treat out there. What time's the kickoff?
10 o'clock.
10 a.m.?
10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Grown folks, kids, pets, whoever.
Anyone.
Take them out there. It's going to be a blast. And one of these years, Hector and I are going to put together like a pet trunk or treat. I'm fired up, man.
Oh, yeah, that would
I got
be
my
great,
dog
yeah.
a Stegosaurus costume.
Oh,
he's fired
okay.
up about it.
There you go.
He's digging it.
Hit the one that I told you about.
And the football I took home last night, it's destroyed.
It's destroyed.
It's in tatters.
Well,
I didn't know it could be destroyed at that level.
Let me know before the night. I'll get you another one out of the car.
Yes, sir. George is going to be really happy about that.
There you go.
All right, Hector. Always good hanging out with you.
It's always a pleasure, man.
I will be, if I don't see you before, I'll see you Monday.
Yeah, it should be a good one. I'm excited for, the playoffs coming up, so.
Yes, sir.
See who goes.
All right, man. We'll be back on the other side of the break with more from the Zaxby's Coaches Show.
we took our signature sandwich and pumped up the bass. With bacon and cheese, it's the new Signature Club, remixed by Zaxby's.
Legal matters involving the family can be emotionally draining, complex, and difficult for all involved. Call the highly skilled attorneys at King Law Firm today. The call is free, the consultation is free, the advice is priceless. King Law Firm, we fight to make it right.
We have a home at 225 Sainsbury Place.
Bring it.
We have automobiles.
Bring it.
I have golf clubs.
Bring it.
We have a trampoline.
Bring it.
I have jewelry.
Bring it. For all your home, auto, life, all your insurance needs, give us a call at 919-774-4440.
Come see us in person, 1720 West Everett Drive in Sanford, right beside Dexter Steakhouse.
North Carolina Farm Bureau is a proud sponsor of
Scholar Athlete of the Week Award.
Welcome back to the Zaxby's Coaches Show. Coach Jason Trousdale is here. And in the next break, I'm going to finish my story about the Richmond-Lee County game. But before I do that, man, we're scoreboard watching all night. We see Union Pines go up 22-21 on a really, really good Hope County team. Talk about the game. What happened?
We played really well offensively. We got the ball first. We sputtered a little bit out. We went to punt. We didn't get a really good punt off. We ended up having to be on defense at like the 38-yard line. They went right down and scored. They got up 7-0. We got the football back. We drove it down. I think we got to around the 16, 17-yard line, and it was like 4th and 8. And we had noticed that they, when they went to block a kick, that they brought everybody. So we put a little play in on Thursday in the morning, and it worked really nice. So we tied it up with a little fake field goal. We hit our tight end on like a little pop pass. It was wide up, ran in for a touchdown. We had a tough time stopping them. They played, I watched 6 games of film of them, and it was the most complete game that they played throughout. Number 9 was really good for them. I mean, we were in spots to tackle him, but he's just very strong.
He is a big, strong back, and he's sneaky fast, and kind of, for a guy that big, kind of hits, full speed really quickly. You wouldn't think he's that quick.
Right.
And we've watched him progress over the last couple of years, and it's sort of the finished product. Of course, you got a back that I think is very similar in size and skill set. Might be looking to the future, see what he looks like 2 years from now. I don't know. But Ethan Wallace, the tailback out there, Warren Avery, big wide receiver, D1 body.
Made great plays against us. Again, our guys played well. They just, Hope County played a little bit better. I mean, we got up 22-21 late in the third. We had a nice pass. Owen St. John, our backup quarterback, had to come in because Ben Finkelstein, who played admirably both at quarterback and as a safety, he hurt his thumb and he could not grip the ball anymore. So we had to bring Owen in the second half. He did a really good job. I think he ended up with he was like 7 of 13 for 173 yards, 1 touchdown pass to Ethan. And Ethan, was just, he's outstanding the last 2 games. Ethan Biggs has been like a really, really good player for us. So, and I told him that today. I said he's jumped off the charts the last couple games, and that's why we've been able to compete with these 4A schools. And we're going to build on that. We got a tough game against Southern Lee this week, and we're looking forward to that game.
All right, so you talk about St. John playing quarterback in the second half. Completely different size and stature than Finkelstein.
Sure.
I've seen every quarterback in this conference play.
He's a big boy.
First of all, he's the biggest of the quarterbacks.
Yeah, he's very big.
The second thing is he doesn't have the reps, doesn't have the experience that Finkelstein does.
Right.
But St. John, I'm going to go out on a limb and say he has the biggest arm in the conference. I don't know anybody can wing the ball down the field the way he does. Now, I don't think you're going to change your offense and start throwing fly patterns every other down, but it does add a dynamic that you can take advantage of, right?
Yeah, and that's what we saw was that their guy, they singled E up, and we knew that there wasn't nobody on their team that could stay with him. So I said, call a Geo as long as we can and just single up E. that kid can't stay with him. Now, we underthrew Ethan multiple times. I mean, if we get the ball out in front, Ethan had a hell of a day, but he could have had even a bigger day because there's nobody that can catch up with his speed. He's that fast. So, getting the reps this week in practice, I talked to Owen about it over the weekend. He definitely needs the reps, but I'll tell you, for a kid that had limited reps as a backup quarterback to come in and play the way he did is tremendous.
Yeah, I mean, 173 yards in the second half, that's a big game, let alone half. You face an interesting matchup with Southern Lee. This is a squad, they've had their share of adversity this year, but they've been in there similar to your squad.
Sure.
There's no fight, there's no quitting those kids.
No doubt.
And they'll fight. The collection of athletes they have out there and the number of guys they have that can run by you, you've got a couple of your own, but you got 5 or 6 guys that they're going to try to get into space. What's the thought process getting ready for these guys? And does this game hold any special distinction in your mind for this season as a whole?
Well, I mean, if you look at our regular season record last year, we were 2-8. We've had 2 wins for a while now. We've played some really tough football teams. As you know, the conference is really tough. If we win this football game, we get our 3rd, and then we have the opportunity to go play Pinecrest at the end of the season. And there's still an outside shot for us to make the playoffs. You know, the RPI is what it is. The percentage points of opponents win-loss and whatnot will factor in, but we're not too far from like the 33 spot. Now the 32 is a little bit away, but looking at the opportunities that we have, let's play the team that's in front of us, and that's Southern Lee. Now, do they have a ton of athletes? Absolutely. You know, just like us, we got a ton of athletes too. I think, you know, we feel like we're a little bit more physical team than they are. We're going to find that out Friday night. You know, I know that they've got some tough kids over there, but I think as far as numbers, the last few weeks we've dealt with depth issues because of the teams we played. This week we kind of have that in our favor.
Yeah, it's got to be a bit of a relief, I guess, to finally not. Yeah, I mean, you're rolling a lot of guys out playing both sides, as is Southern Lee, and especially in conference play through the Richmonds, the Pinecrest, Lee County. You're playing teams that almost exclusively have an offense and a defense. That's not a consideration this week. With regard to the postseason, I had the same conversation with Coach McClure from Southern Lee last night, and as far as he's concerned, he's looking at you know, the upside of playing in a conference this tough is your RPI is through the roof, regardless of win or lose.
Sure.
And as far as he's concerned, they control their own destiny, because the way he's looking at it is if we can knock off Union Pines,
2-3
get that W, and then, you know, we've got a shot against Lee County. Sort of exactly the same thing you said.
Yeah.
And it, you know, to an outside observer that's looking and says, well, Coach, you got 2 wins, 2 weeks to go. Come on, postseason's a pipe dream. It really isn't.
No, I mean, if you look at, like we talked about the schedule, these last 2 weeks, the 2 opponents we played, Richmond and Oak, we led in both games. And we led in late in the 3rd against Oak, and against Richmond, we had that at 20-15 late in the 3rd. So, I mean, we know if we play a complete football game, which we've been really close, but we haven't played the complete game. If we do that, we're going to win the football game.
Well, and the other part of the schedule, I don't think anybody foresaw. You took a tough L at Grays Creek, and you're like, man, we could have won that ball game.
Yeah.
Well, who knew Grays Creek was going to go?
Yeah, they're 6-2 right now.
They're a 4A team at 6-2.
Yeah.
One of those losses is 71st. 71st might be the best team in the region.
Yeah, I believe that. Them or Eastern Alamance, maybe. Yeah.
There's folks in other schools there in your own conference might say they're in there. So
yeah, there's no doubt about that. Those Scotland and Lee are top 2 or 3.
I mean, Pinecrest, buddy, they're doing some things. They've gotten better and better and better.
Yeah.
That Richmond team, a year or 2 from now, is going to be scary. And they've sort of figured it out. We saw them get past Lee County. They kind of escaped by the time it was over. But there's some good football here. You've been in the midst in this conference, and like you said, the record doesn't really belie what you guys have done on the field.
Yeah.
But I know you well enough to know you're not really into moral victories. No. This weekend,
definitely not.
You think your guys are any more fired up for this weekend than they might have been at any point? Is this just another game on the schedule?
Well, I think, you know, they're kind of across town. It's, it's Lee County's right.
You're almost
right
like the third Lee County school.
So it's obviously the kids know each other. It's a big game for all of us, and we need to win if we want to have a chance at playoffs. So I think our kids know what they need to do, and we're focused up on getting that done.
You're at home this weekend?
We are at Southern Lee.
How'd I have that twisted in my head?
I mean,
what time's kick?
7:30.
7:30. It's homecoming. I knew it was Southern Lee because it's homecoming.
Southern Lee homecoming.
So homecoming, real quick. Would you prefer when you're when you're at home, you get to kind of call the shot? This is how we want to do our homecoming. When you're on the road, how much of a distraction is it when it's homecoming with a little bit bigger crowd and with trotting folks out on the field and taking up that time? How does it affect your, not preparation, but your execution on game night?
Well, if you hadn't noticed, our band is really, really good. So as far as me calling shots, what we're doing at home is, that's not true. That's not entirely correct. But no, I'll tell you this. I think it's good, and actually talked to our guys today at the end of practice, and I asked them what they wanted to do as far as, do we want to go to their locker room dress, or do we want to just get ready here and then roll over? And we've decided to do the second. So we're just going to get out the bus, stretch a little bit, roll, and play ball.
All right, I like that. Now, if you get off the bus and you're dressed, you got to get off with helmets on, right?
Well, yeah, without question.
All right.
Let's focus.
That's what I'm talking about. All right, we'll be back on the other side. We'll give away some hardware. I'm Chris. This is Coach. See you on the other side of the break.
At Ace, your backyard is right in our backyard. So when you need to feed your grass, remove the weeds, or wrangle those leaves, go to the best place that delivers on top brands like Ego, Toro, and Steel. You can also order online for curbside pickup or get what you need delivered today. Around the block, what you need in stock with people who know their lawn care.
Visit Randy and Jill Saunders or Kathy Thompson in Southern Pines or Seven Lakes.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Leasing is the risk-free way to get a new Toyota at Pinehurst Toyota. When your lease is up, you could actually make a profit, or you can just turn it in and walk away. Plus, you can get a nicer vehicle for less money. Find out more at pinehursttoyota.com.
Because they didn't get the 2-point conversion. Oh, we're back that quick. Didn't get counted in. All right. I still haven't gotten to finish my story. Coach, we got some hardware to give away tonight. Who do you have with us?
All right, we're going to go left to right here. So furthest over is a name that we all know around here. It's Ethan Biggs. He's our do-it-all back, receiver. Ethan had a huge game. Like I said earlier, he had 5 catches for $169 and a score. He's just a tremendous athlete. He does really well in the classroom. He continues to get better. These last 2 games, he's really played really well, and we're excited that he can finish the season strong with us. And coming back next year, he's going to be one of the most dynamic players in the area, without question.
Very good, Mr. Biggs. So last 2 weeks, you put up big numbers. Has anything changed with the concepts or with your performance, or is this just the natural product of where you guys have been working toward all season?
I mean, I've been playing running back so far, but as I did my freshman year, I switched back to receiver. And I really think that's what it is if I get the ball in space, then I just make plays.
All right. Coach said that you get underthrown occasionally.
Yes, sir.
What's it feel like if on the rare occasion when you get overthrown?
It's a little disappointing, can't lie, because, I mean, I usually get every ball that's overthrown to me, but it happens sometimes.
What's your favorite route?
Go.
There's one thing you count on. Receivers love the go route. Offensive linemen want to run block. All right, cool. And on defense, Coach?
Another name that's a familiar face here is Damon Bremer. Damon had 10 tackles, a sack, 2 hurries. He was all over the field. As a defensive lineman to have that many tackles in a game says just what kind of player he is. He just does a really good job of reading where the play's going, and then he has a relentless effort to the football. Outstanding student athlete. Unfortunately, he's a senior, so he won't be back next year. He's got 2 really big games to finish out strong, and hopefully some colleges can start knocking his door down, because he's a really good football player and very intelligent.
All right, Mr. Bremer, any scouting news or recruiting news you want to share with us?
All I can say is keep your eyes on my tape. My tape speaks for itself.
All right. So as of right now, as we sit here, I know you know the answer to this. Where do you sit in the conference leaderboard in sacks?
I'm still sitting at number 1.
Still at number 1?
Yes, sir.
All right. How many are you going to get this weekend?
As many as I can get. Going to see if I can push double digits.
Okay. All right. 2 weeks to do it. I like that. All right. And on special teams?
We have Oliver Cooper. Oliver is also a wide receiver / H-back. Plays a little bit of defense for us, but Oliver had the special teams touchdown, the fake that I had talked about before. Oliver has good hands, has good run after catch ability, and he's another kid that, he has the potential to play some college ball. Really good kid, and works hard. He's got an opportunity to do some special things for us these last 2 games.
All right, Mr. Cooper. So, the thought process with special teams is you start. That's how you kind of crack the lineups, is get on the teams, and a lot of guys as they become senior classmen and they're playing a bigger role in the other elements, they want to get off of special teams. What's the mindset of somebody that wants to play special teams? Which of the teams is your favorite? Really? Oh, fair enough. All right. You don't not kick coverage? Okay. All right. Coach, anything else you'd like to add?
I just wanted to say you got 3 good young men here that are proud to coach.
All right. In addition to your trophies there, you guys are racking those up. There's a $25 gift card for Zaxby's. That'll get you a couple meals. Use the app, man. Maximize your money with the specials they have there. Coach, we'll be back on the other side, and we'll close this out in a couple minutes. We still got your scholar athlete, right?
We do. He's right back there.
Very good. With a GPA of about 7.4.
6.9.
Very good. All right, we'll take a break, and we'll be back with the scholar athlete of the week for Union Pines.
Legacy Commercial and Residential Construction. From concept to design, constructed to fit your lifestyle. We use only top quality finishes to make our house your home. Legacy Commercial and Residential Construction. The Sand Hills residential and commercial builder of choice. Jen Ritchie and her staff at Everything Pines can show you all the Southern Pines, Pinehurst, Aberdeen, and Bass have to offer. A trusted real estate professional with over a decade of experience. Each client receives a customized marketing plan featuring professional photography, drone footage, and floor plans designed just for them. For more information, go to everythingpinespartners.com and check out one of the hundreds of reviews. Everything Pines, showcasing the Sand Hills.
Welcome back to the Zaxby's Coaches Show. Final segment with Union Pines. Of course, on the other side of that, Coach Nick Eddins will be here with the Pinecrest Patriots. Coach, who's the Scholar Athlete of the Week?
This young man right here, his name is Kyle Yarder. He's our starting center. Also plays a little bit of defense for us. Great young man, does a really good job as a center. Comes from a good family, just like the rest of these young men. And his GPA is around 3.8, very studious. Just got inducted into the NHS, correct, like last week or the week before. So, junior, he's coming back, and we're fortunate to have that. He's going to be another really big part of our program next year as well.
All right, very good. So I want to ask you, you guys, more than most high school programs, more than any I can think of right off the top of my head in this particular region, you guys are not married to either the shotgun or setting the ball up under center. One of the reasons teams do one or the other is so that they don't have to teach and they don't have to count on a center to be able to do both, because it's a completely different skill. How much of a challenge is it sometimes snapping it in the shotgun and sometimes snapping it under center?
I would say it's not like the part of like the snap being challenging. It's more of like the quarterback and communication wise, because sometimes they don't like tell me sometimes. So like I look behind me and he's like way back and I'm like, oh man, it's shotgun. So I got to snap it like and turn the ball around like right quick. So
when you come out and you guys take your cues from the sideline, are there any times where you run exactly the same play from under center as you would from shotgun, or is whether you're snapping it under center or shotgun dependent upon what the play call is?
I would say we run all our plays either under center or shotgun. It depends on how fast we want to get the ball out most of the time because it just gives the quarterback more time.
All right, very good. So from a standpoint of having to snap the ball and be ready to engage the defender, which is easier, to snap it under center or shotgun to get set and get prepared to get hit?
Definitely under center.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. That's all I got, Coach.
I just want to comment. That was really intelligent what he said about how gets the ball out quicker. I mean, he's paying attention to details of what's being coached in.
I thought what was really intelligent was my questions there.
Well,
he did a good job.
Your questions were pretty good. I'll give you that, but like his answers were better. Sorry.
And was he right? I mean, do you guys do it and the play call doesn't dictate the snap? Is what you're trying to do?
There's one or two maybe, but we're not going to give that out.
So basically what you're saying is that whether you're going to go shotgun or under center is part of the play call when you signal it in.
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good.
Yep.
All right. So you ever considered, man, shuttling plays in like old school? I'm just asking.
A lot of mix-up. The kids could change the play. I mean, I was a quarterback once, and the kid brought in a play, and I changed it. He said I blamed it on the receiver for the play. And so,
quarterback's been doing that from the beginning of time.
Still got yelled at by that coach. He's like, "You were supposed to run it, coach. I just threw a touchdown pass." Well, he's still mad.
Now, obviously, when you're signaling plays in, you're signaling to the entire team. You have more than one person signaling, correct?
We have two, yeah.
Only two?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought I was going to ask you how many. I was thinking 3, 4, 5 as decoys, whatever.
No, we maybe should look into that.
I mean, I'll come down on the sideline sometime and just give hand signals.
Do you want to get involved?
I'm down, man. I'm 100% for it.
Wow, that'd be good.
All right, very good, man. All right, this is Zaxby's Coaching Show. Coach, anything you want to add?
No, we're just looking forward to the game against Southern Lee, and we're going to put our best foot forward.
All right, and I'd give you a hard time about the Cowboys, man, but it's still probably a little fresh.
They weren't expected to win that game anyways.
Man, how good people, I'm tired of Eagle fans already. Just going to say, because cool, you're the best team in football in week 6.
Right.
Let's
they
see
don't
where
hand
you're
out
at
the
11
trophies
weeks
in
now.
week 6.
And when was the last time that the best team at the end of week 6 was your Super Bowl champion? Yeah, so they need to do some things.
Yeah.
The Giants, though, man.
The Giants, the Giants are 5-1, and their only loss is
the Eagles.
The Cowboys.
No, it's the Cowboys. Oh, you're right.
What do I know?
Hey, man.
Don't count the Cowboys out.
The Giants got a couple guys in contract years decide to play their man, wow. Anyway. Yeah. All right. Bengals are up 3-3. They're going to be 7-3 by the time they get done with this. I'm just telling you right now.
The Bengals, I mean, the AFC's wide open with Buffalo and Kansas City and Cincinnati. Baltimore give away 3 games.
Yeah, but I just assume Baltimore give away half a dozen more.
They may well.
But man, how good is Josh Allen? Is he the best player in football right now?
Josh Allen is good.
Man,
Josh Allen is.
Where do they make kids
good.
like that?
He's from Wyoming, and the funny part is he wasn't even
highly
recruited. He actually sent his stuff out. He said, "Hey, take a look at my Huddle stuff because nobody else is knocking my door down." Now he's getting paid.
Can you imagine a kid like that having to email his tape all over the country and he gets one offer?
Unbelievable.
Everybody missed. All right, I'm Chris Delambert. This is Coach Jason Trousdale, Union Pines Vikings. They will be at Southern Lee this weekend. We'll have an eye on that ball game. I think I'm going to Laurinburg for the Scotland game. I'm not sure. There's a reasonable chance, decent chance, I'll be with you guys. We'll see.
That. I like it.
All right. We'll take a break, and we will be back with Nick Eddins and the Pinecrest Patriots. You're watching the Zaxby's Coaching Show. See you on the other side of the break. All right, welcome back to the Zaxby's Coaches Show. This is the second half, and we saved the best for last.
I don't know about that.
Coach Nick Eddins, you guys this week, you've just been building momentum and one good performance after the other. Had one of those legacy games this weekend against Scotland, and it got a little dicey, but in the end, you guys were able to pull it out. What did you see from Scotland?
Oh, they're very good. They're tough. Run the football really well. Quarterback's a good player. He can throw it all over the field, and defensively they flew around. I thought they had a pretty good, plan for us. But we were able to take care of the football and finish the game when we needed to finish the game, and I was proud of our kids for that. But Scotland's a very tough football team. They came in ready to play.
All right, so I'm going to put you on the spot. You don't have to answer if you don't want to. In the last 2 weeks, you played Lee County, played Scotland County. Scotland hosting Lee County tonight or next Friday night,
right,
in a big matchup. You got a prediction?
No, I don't got it. I'm friends with both the coaches, so I'm not going to say it's going to be a good football game. Everybody's come out and watch it if they're not coming to our game.
Very good. We think we're going to be in Laurinburg for the game. We haven't figured that out yet, but we're excited about that. You guys this weekend, you get Hope County.
Mm-hmm.
Hope County brings some superior athletes at skill positions. These are guys we've watched grow up over the last couple of years, and they're sort of having their, their celebration. Ethan Wallace, tailback, and Avery, wide receiver, big D1 body type guys that they can hurt you a lot of different ways. Talk about the challenge you face with those guys.
Well, a lot like the back that's at Lee County and the back that's at Scotland. We've been talking about that all week. Number 9, I don't even know his name.
Ethan Wallace.
You just told me his name,
Yep.
so I go by and I watch the film. I see the
You're
numbers.
a coach to the core.
Number 9 and number 1.
Yeah.
You got to control them too. If you can control them too, you got a chance to win. And that's their whole offense is going to go through them. They're going to find different ways to get them the ball, throw screens to them or whatnot. So you got to do a great job getting 11 hats to the ball, and whether it's number 9 or number 1 or whoever it is, you got to control those guys or you ain't got a shot.
Yeah, and Hope County, this is the best Hope County team I've ever seen. And the atmosphere at Hope County was electric when Lee County went down there. Their band's going to be playing all night. They're going to be fired up. They're trying to figure out where they can get into the postseason. I've said for a while now, I think Hope's done enough to get there, but I'm sure they're looking at you guys figuring this would be a nice feather in our cap. Talk about the atmosphere down there at Hope.
Oh, it'll be exciting. I've been playing Hope since I was in middle school as a player and coming all the way up. So, it's a tough place to play. Hope always plays really well at home. They play great there, and for whatever reason, any team that I've ever coached that's went and played at Hope has always been tough. It's just a tough place to play. It's a good home field advantage for them. And we're excited for the challenge. It's going to take a great effort from our kids and our coaches to get a win there. But we just hope when we go and play well. They got a lot of good players, a lot of good athletes, and like you said, they're fighting for a playoff berth. They're sitting. If you look at the RPI, they're sitting at 31. I think I checked earlier this week. So they got a bye week coming up at the end, so they need a win bad to probably secure their spot in the playoffs, and we certainly don't want to give them one. So we want to secure our spot and continue with what we're doing and whatnot. But it's going to be a hard-fought, tough game.
All right, we talked a little bit about this being year one. You sort of installed the offense, put your stamp on what you do on both sides of the ball. At this point in the season, are you guys fine-tuning things you've already done? Are you still adding things week to week based on the matchup?
Well, we add a few things here and there and whatnot, but a lot of fine-tuning, like you said, that's the majority of what's going on. We've kind of at the point now where we figured out what we're good at and what we're not good at, and how teams are going to play us and whatnot. So we're getting fine-tuned on that, and then throwing a thing in here or there, different, whether it be formations or plays, just to give the team that we're playing something a little different or something for us to work on that we might use down the road. So, we're just fine-tuning it as best we can right now.
I got to tell you, this weekend with the matchups, Union Pines is going to be a wildly entertaining game.
Mm-hmm.
You guys got Hope County in a big game. You got Lee County, Scotland. I know this sounds crazy. I'm a little disappointed that all these are happening at one time because I'd really like to be there for each one of those 3 games. And I mean that when I say it.
Yeah.
It'll be fun to be wherever I'm going to be at. It looks like Scotland hosting Lee County, but I will be actively scoreboard watching all over the place trying to see what's going on. And at some point, I will watch the replay of any games I can get my hands on. So best of luck to you this weekend. Anything you want to talk about before we go to the break?
No, just got some great kids here, and well deserved. Excited to talk about them when we get back.
All right, very good. We'll take a break, and we'll be back with Coach Nick Eddins on the other side. You're watching Zaxby's Coaches Show.
90 years ago, First Bank was founded. You know First Bank, the one where you are greeted by name, the one dedicated to the community, and the one born in the heart of the Carolinas.
We help our customers to realize their dreams by providing financial solutions and building trusted relationships. Hi, I'm David Fashee, and we are First Bank.
At the Shed Depot of North Carolina, we believe there's a better way to buy a shed. One where all the selection, all the quality, and all the service are in one place to make your buying experience easier. Visit our sales center located just off US Highway 1 in Sanford, or get started today at ShedDepotNC.com to view in-stock models or to design your perfect shed using our 3D design tool.
Legal matters involving the family can be emotionally draining, complex, and difficult for all involved. Call the highly skilled attorneys at King Law Firm today. The call is free, the consultation is free, the advice is priceless. King Law Firm, we fight to make it right.
All right, welcome back to the Zaxby's Coaches Show. Coach, got a host of Patriots out here. Who you want to start with?
We'll start, I guess, from farthest away. We've got our offensive player of the game, Roston Barber. He's our left tackle. Got back in action this week, been battling an injury, but he's fully healthy now and ready to go, so played really well.
All right, so in addition to being chosen as Player of the Week, there's another honor that's been bestowed on him, right?
Yeah, he's been chosen the third player in school history for the Shrine Bowl, which is the South Carolina All-Star game, the oldest one in the nation, so we're real excited about him getting an opportunity to do that later in December down in Spartanburg.
That's fantastic. That's fantastic. So, with the selection for the Shrine Bowl, how do you get notified? How did you find out about that?
So Coach Eddins posted the roster on Twitter on a Sunday afternoon, and I looked at it and I saw my name and I was just blown away.
That's fantastic. Regardless of everything else that happens, that's nothing anybody can ever take away from you. That's awesome. So over the course of your football career, I'm sure you've played all over the line at different levels. What's your favorite spot?
I'd say my favorite spot is probably tackle. I switched there as a junior, and I've just been very successful there. So yeah, that's probably my favorite position.
So people they think about the left tackle in terms of quarterback's blind side. In your experience at the high school level, is there really any difference between what a left tackle and a right tackle are asked to do in terms of skill set or execution?
I think they're very similar. Honestly, the biggest difference is left side and right side of the ball. Blocking schemes are about the same, and it's just about it.
All right, so this is year 10 for me doing television for high school football. I'm going to ask the question, and I think you might be finally the guy that's going to give me a different answer. Do you prefer run blocking or pass blocking?
I prefer run blocking.
10 years worth, man. I haven't got one of you guys yet that says you prefer to pass block. All right, Coach, anything you'd like to add?
No, Roston does a great job. We're glad to have him back. It gives us a lot of flexibility on our offensive line and certainly a leader up front for us.
All right. You ever ask him to bring you one tackle eligible down around the goal line?
I've asked him a number of times, and he won't let me.
You'd catch it, though, wouldn't you?
I would. No
You got a special dance in store or something you do?
I'm not much into dancing.
Fair enough. All right, Coach, who else we have with us?
We got our middle linebacker, Emilio Najum, number 2. Had a big game for us, recovered a fumble, ripped the fumble out, recovered it, and makes all our calls on defense. So he's kind of our quarterback of our defense.
All right. Playing linebacker, are there ever times, playing middle linebacker, that's sort of the traditional role. I'm going to be the one barking out signals. Are there ever times where you're like, I wish I could just line up and take direction for somebody else and not have to worry about this?
Yeah, definitely when the game's been going on and it's late and you're just out of breath. I mean, you struggle just to yell out the words, so it's nice sometimes whenever the other inside backer's calling it.
All right, so you forced a fumble. Coach said you ripped it out. What would you describe the technique trying to jar a ball loose? What's the secret?
I mean, it's really just your initial strike. I threw my hand over, I hooked his arm, and I saw that the ball was about to come out, so I came out with it.
So you're trying to start that lawnmower? Mm-hmm. All right, but you're not a puncher.
Nah, I rip it.
All right, a ripper. All right, I like it. Big game this weekend. You are going to play a big role. You got a big back you guys are facing. Probably the biggest, strongest back in the conference right now. Any special preparation, anything you guys will do out of the ordinary, or is this just business as usual? We're going to,
It's just usual, but we're just going to emphasize getting more hats to the ball, just gang tackling, hitting them low.
All right, pro tip. That sophomore quarterback out there, he's more mobile in person than he looks on tape. I'm just going to say that. He can scoot just enough to keep plays alive, so keep that in mind. Good luck, guys. Special teams, who we got, Coach?
We got our punter, Gavin Layton. He started late with us, and he's a lacrosse player and got an opportunity to punt last Friday night at first game action as a punter. He's played a little bit at receiver for us, and he had 5 punts for averaged over 46 yards a punt, and 4 of them were down inside the 20. So pretty impressive for your first start.
You can't do it a whole lot better than that, Coach. What is this year? Your 11th year as head coach? 12th year?
This is 11th year.
11th year as a head coach. Are there any other debuts mid-season you could think of that were more impressive than that?
No, that was pretty impressive for a guy kicking the football. That's for sure.
All right, so you're a lacrosse player. I'm gonna tell you something. You're young enough. You may not know. A lot of people consider Jim Brown to be the best football player of all time. You familiar with Jim Brown?
Yes, sir.
Do you know that Jim Brown is also considered by a lot of people to be the greatest lacrosse player of all time?
Yes, sir.
Oh, you did know that?
Yes, sir.
Well, there you go. You're Clyde. They must teach that in lacrosse history.
Yeah, he gets part of the line.
All right, so if this is your first live game action with varsity football, how did it compare with what you thought it was going to be like?
I mean, honestly, it was just what I thought it would be. I mean, walking onto the field and just seeing all the fans and just putting my best effort forward is just the only thing I could think of. I mean,
all right, so you got a whole nother year left after this year. Are you hooked? You're in 100%?
Yes, sir.
All right, Coach is glad to hear that. He's going to expect more of those punts down inside the 20.
Right.
That's good stuff. Hidden yardage. Coach, anything you'd like to add?
No, just proud of these guys. They did a fantastic job this week and counting on them to do it again this week.
All right, very good. We'll take a quick break and we'll be back with the Pinecrest Scholar Athlete of the Week.
At Ace, your backyard is right in our backyard. So when you need to feed your grass, remove the weeds, or wrangle those leaves, go to the best place that delivers on top brands like Ego, Toro, and Steel. You can also order online for curbside pickup or get what you need delivered today. Around the block, what you need in stock with people who know their lawn care.
Visit Randy and Jill Saunders or Kathy Thompson in Southern Pines or Seven Lakes.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Legacy Commercial and Residential Construction. From concept to design, constructed to fit your lifestyle. We use only top quality finishes to make our house your home. Legacy Commercial and Residential Construction. The Sand Hills residential and commercial builder of choice.
Welcome back to the Zaxby's Coaches Show. Coach, we rolled out the smart guy.
Yeah.
You want to talk about this young man a little bit?
Yeah, we got Gabe Richmond here as our starting right tackle, and if anybody's got it figured out on our football team, this is the young man that's got it. I don't even know if I can count as high as what his GPA is, so I'd be in trouble if I asked that, but we got a good one right here.
All right, he's one of these guys. Coach Trousdale and I talk about these guys all the time that roll out there with these 4.6 GPAs. We could add our GPAs together, and we don't get there.
Mine wouldn't help much.
All right, so right tackle, left tackle. Left tackle is sort of the offensive line positions. It's the one people think about. That's where you put your top offensive lineman. Not true, right?
Rawson definitely he's a very solid lineman, but I played left tackle my sophomore year, and I guess along the lines that Rawson previously said, I think Rawson by far is a better tackle, but I think it kind of comes down to left side, right side. I guess knowing the scheme and I guess kind of flipping that based on the direction you're running it.
Okay, so in your offense, is there any difference in the position? Can you guys run everything to either side, or do they do some things that are specific to the right side, some specific to the left side?
No, sir. I mean, you get. There are plays, I guess, that will practice more to one side or the other, but I mean, we can run pretty much anything both ways. There's no real, with anybody on the O-line, there's no, I guess, break in the chain in which you could say, we can't run the ball this way, or we can't pass the ball, or have Mason roll out in a certain way because of someone. I think we're versatile. We can run it either way.
Gotcha. Who's the best defensive lineman you faced in your high school career?
I'd probably say, I believe his name is Jamal Jarrett. He played at Grimsley. He's committed to Georgia. He's a man. And it's just one of those people where I feel like God kind of paused the assembly line and took his time just making this beast of a man. But he was definitely pretty big. And then they've got some big boys at Grimsley.
All right, very good. That was candid. So you got big plans. You're going to set a record, right? Talk about that.
I've been joking with Coach Eddins saying I'm going to start my golf career when football's done. I'm not planning on playing in college, but I just figured I'd pick up something else, and we live in Pinehurst, so might as well start golfing.
So do you play it all now?
No, sir. Last time I played was sophomore year, and I broke 2 golf clubs in 2 holes, and one of them was my dad's. It was a rough talk when I got home that night.
So did you break it during the course of playing, or did you whack it over top of something?
I whacked it up. I'm kidding. I broke it. I was trying to drive the ball, and I just tried to hit it as hard as I could, and that didn't really work well for me. But.
I mean, if you did it, in the context of a swing, it's not so bad.
Yes, sir.
Now, if you'd whacked it against the cart or something, that's a whole different conversation. But, I get it. All right, so you're not much of a golfer, but you just plan to take up the sport and set records?
Yes, sir.
I like that.
We're not really going to set any records, but I'll probably, I guess, and when I go to college, play intramural sports, do some other stuff to stay active and do some other things, just keep me on my feet. Keep
All
me
right,
going.
so you're a senior. You're looking ahead into the future. What do you see for yourself academically this time next year? What will you be doing?
I'll be attending college. I don't know where. I think I'd like to study something in engineering. So right now, I guess the top 2 schools I'm looking at are Virginia Tech and Notre Dame.
Okay.
Or excuse me, not Notre Dame, NC State. I am applying to Notre Dame, but that's, I guess, a reach school. But I mean, I'm excited to see how that goes. I'm working on buttoning up applications now,
All
and
right.
I'll hear back, I guess, January, February, around that time. So I'm excited to see how that goes and looking forward to it.
All right, engineering's broad field. What type of engineering specifically is intriguing to you?
I'm thinking mechanical or electrical. Those 2, I guess, have really caught my eye. I haven't, I guess, done enough to, I guess, decide what I would totally want to be, but those are definitely something that I've always really been interested in, I guess, working with stuff and seeing how things work. So I'm excited to learn more.
Very good. No interest in going to law school?
No, sir.
That's cool. Job security, man. We're good.
That's right.
All right, hey, Coach, that's a character.
Yeah, it's a good one. I enjoy Gabe every day. We have great conversations.
Well, congratulations. And Coach didn't know your GPA exactly. What is your GPA?
It's a 4.51.
I don't even know what that means. We were on a 4-point scale and there was no extra, but it sounds really cool. So congratulations.
Thank you.
And we'll be keeping an eye on you guys. This weekend, big game with Hope County. Do they do anything that stands out to you as far as their defense? What do you think of when you think about the preparation this week? What stands out?
I guess there's nothing that I guess is too crazy to handle. I mean, they're a solid team. I think we have to go out and play a good ball game if we want to win. But as far as preparation and playing the game, I think it's really just looking at their tendencies, looking at their fronts, looking at if they get in a pinch situation, how are they going to line up? How are they going to change what they usually do? And then preparing with that scout team, having the scout team give us a good look, and studying film, seeing what I can do about preparing for it.
Man, if Coach has got your offensive lineman doing that, that's why you got those 4.54 GPA guys on there, man. That's next level preparation. That's fantastic. Anything you'd like to add, Coach?
No, I think I said last week, our offensive line is the reason we're, being so successful, and any team's been successful, and starts with Gabe and Roston and Dom and all those guys, and, they're able to handle a whole lot of stuff, so we're kind of farther along than I've been anywhere else, so just glad to have them guys on my football team.
All right, very good. We'll take one last break, and we'll be back, talk about whatever Coach wants to. Stick with us. You're watching the Zaxby Coaches Show.
Jen Ritchie and her staff at Everything Pines can show you all the Southern Pines, Pinehurst, Aberdeen, and Bass have to offer. A trusted real estate professional with over a decade of experience. Each client receives a customized marketing plan featuring professional photography, drone footage, and floor plans designed just for them. For more information, go to everythingpinespartners.com. check out one of the hundreds of reviews. Everything Pines, showcasing the Sand Hills.
Buy your next new or used car the way you want to buy with the Pinehurst Toyota Smart Buy program. Visit pinehursttoyota.com and choose or build the vehicle you want. Try the Pinehurst Toyota Smart Buy. It's the easiest way to buy your next new or used car.
If you've been injured in a car crash, the personal injury lawyers at King Law Firm will fight to get you the compensation you deserve. Call King Law Firm today. The call is free, the consultation is free, the advice is priceless. King Law Firm, we fight to make it right.
All right, back with Coach Nick Eddins. Coach, you played ball at ECU, right?
Yes, sir.
What position did you play?
I was an offensive lineman.
All right. Were you 4.54 GPA, nothing like that?
No, I struggled to keep it around 3.
How much? By the time you get to Saturday, I know Saturday mornings you guys are looking at tape.
Yep.
You get into Saturday afternoon. Are there ever times where you're like, I can't bear to watch any football, or you're like, I can't wait to get through this so I can watch some college football?
No, I try to get done with all my work on Saturday at about 1, and so I can get home and spend a little time with the family, watch a little bit of football. My wife's dad went to the University of Tennessee, so this week she told me I had to be home by 3:30 so we could watch the Tennessee-Alabama game. So, I got to see a bunch of that one. That was a great ball game.
So Tennessee, and I just want to know, what good are the college rankings if Tennessee's not number one? And I'm not a Vol fan, but you got all these ranked wins. You beat Alabama, albeit on the ugliest field goal I've ever seen in my life. But you get the W, and you come in and you're still behind Ohio State and Georgia, who are both great ball clubs. And maybe from the eye test, you're looking at into the future. But when did we stop giving we don't seem to give as much credence as we used to what you have done on the field? Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I think I agree with you. Of course, if I disagreed, I might get kicked out of the family since, but I agree with that. And, the good thing is in 2 weeks, I think Tennessee and Georgia play. So they'll get to settle it on the field, and if Tennessee can pull that one off, I don't think you can deny it anymore.
I mean, Tennessee, I want to know this too. I mean, Tennessee's sporting a quarterback. How did we let him get out of state?
Well, he first went to Virginia Tech.
Yeah, right. He's been out of state twice. We had two bites of the apple.
Right. He was a heck of a player, and then ended up at Tennessee, and he can throw the football around like as good as anybody.
Yeah, and it seems like you've been playing college ball now for about 10 years, so
yes,
you got that going too.
Yeah.
So 2 weeks in the future, if you set aside your sort of homerism, Tennessee got a shot against Georgia?
Yeah, I think they do. I think they do. Georgia's. I would think Georgia and Alabama would be very similar. And Tennessee looked like they had a great plan, and we'll see. Maybe it's gonna be another track meet. I thought it was a lot of fun to watch that ball game.
Well, Tennessee is a prime example to me of how people in the rest of the country don't understand how football is in the South. Because you've got a program like Tennessee that's big. I mean, Tennessee's had some great teams throughout the years, rich history, but they're not the Alabamas or the Oklahomas or the Ohio States or Georgias that are, sort of football royalty. Mm-hmm. But you pack 100,000 people in there in Knoxville every single weekend. People live and die with that squad. I don't know if you said your father-in-law is a big Tennessee fan?
Yeah, he graduated from the University of Tennessee.
Ask him how they greeted Peyton Manning when Peyton Manning became quarterback there at Tennessee. Because Todd Helton was the guy he replaced. Yeah. I was in Tennessee at that time, and Peyton Manning got booed relentlessly, and people wanted Helton back there, and look what you got. And then Peyton doesn't manage to win a national championship. T. Martin comes in behind him.
The next year, so yeah, it is huge in the South, and, we enjoy our football down here, and, they're going to pack that stadium, and a lot of stadiums across the South, winning or losing, lots of programs they want to win. They're going to put a lot of money into it and whatnot. So it's fun to see those teams, compete and do a great job and be successful against the bigger ones of the world, I guess.
Yeah. So how often when you're watching college ball, I mean this seriously, how often do you see a concept or something specific and you're like, yep, we're going to do that?
DVR has, where you can rewind the TV, whatever it's called, has really changed my life, because I'll say, oh, wait a minute, let me see how they block that, or, whatnot. And you never know if it's similar to what we do. You might see it come Monday at practice. We do that sometimes, because those guys, I go and visit colleges all the time in the off season. And Tennessee's one I've been to. We went to Georgia's clinic last year. So you talk to their coaches and get different ideas and concepts from them. But that's how we learn. Football's nothing but a game of stealing. So we're just gonna steal each other, We run power a lot. Power was invented 100 years ago, so
Yes,
you know
true.
we're going to steal it all from each other.
Well, you got at the college level in particular, when you get to the schools like Tennessee and Georgia, you're not even necessarily an X's and O's guy. You have to be you have to be a CEO.
Right.
So, what coach from an X's and O's standpoint have you met throughout your travels with the clinics and playing other teams and getting preparation? What coaches stand out to you where you're like, man?
I got an opportunity prior to COVID to go to Liberty and meet Hugh Freeze. And Hugh was very impressive. I mean, one of the smartest guys I've ever sat down and talked to. Very, very impressive. And we run a lot of the same stuff offensively that Liberty runs, and Hugh is running at Liberty and ran at Ole Miss, and you know, wherever he's been. So he was one of the ones that really stood out to me as far as X's and O's as a head coach and as the CEO at the same time. So.
Hugh Freeze is and I think he was at Arkansas State before he went to Ole Miss.
Right.
I can remember when he was at Arkansas State, watching some of the things they did, and you're like, that is really something nobody's ever seen before.
Right.
And there's not very many of those visionaries that do that type thing.
And he's still doing it. Doing it at Liberty. You know, doing a great job. And I enjoyed talking to him. I've been to see him since then because it was so good to me and so much good stuff that they had.
That's very good. Good stuff, Coach. Hey, good luck this weekend.
I appreciate it.
You got some big skill guys out there. You're gonna have to keep under control. It's gonna be popping down there in Hope County. I don't want to be standing on the top of the press box, but I'd like to be sitting at the 50-yard line with the Hope County band doing their thing, watching some good football. Best of luck to you.
Thank you.
And win or lose, we'll see you on Tuesday night next week.
We hope so. Yeah.
All right. Very good. This has been the Zaxby's Coaches Show. I'm Chris Delambert. Immediately following this show is a replay of the Lee County Richmond game. Yeah, had to go back in my time. Great ball game. Sit through the entire thing. The only thing better than the action on the field is the call of the game. The play-by-play is stupendous. I'm playing. We'll see you Friday night. I don't know where yet from, but the NFHS Network be carrying these games. And if you're not doing anything else and you want to get down to Rayford and see a great ball game, go out and check out Pinecrest as they're on the road at Hope County. We will see you on the other side. Peace.
We took our signature sandwich and pumped up the bass. With bacon and cheese, it's the new Signature Club, remixed by Zaxby's.
90 years ago, First Bank was founded. You know First Bank, the one where you are greeted by name, the one dedicated to the community, and the one born in the heart of the Carolinas.
We help our customers to realize their dreams by providing financial solutions and building trusted relationships. Hi, I'm David Fashee, and we are First Bank.
The Zaxby's Coaches Show, brought to you by Legacy Commercial and Residential Construction, Farm Bureau Insurance, and Zaxby's Friends, Family, Flavor. With your host, Chris Delambert, only on the NFHS Network. Brought to you by New Image Media.